What's up, everyone? We're back. Another rundown. Joe and I are breaking it all down. The past couple of days have been a little wild, Joe. Yesterday, which was the 13th, I was bearish. I was ready to kind of not pack it in. I'm not packing it in. I've been through too many bear markets, but I was nervous because Bitcoin dipped to 89,000. People were calling 70,000 as the next level. The AI market, which I love, you love, absolutely got murked. It went from like 17, 18 billion dollars all the way down to 12. We lost billions of dollars, but today we wake up, or yesterday afternoon, really, I should say, started to see a pretty quick rebound. Bitcoin shot up. We're probably sitting right around that 95, $96,000. The AI market is as live as ever. It's just another day in crypto. How you feeling?
I was feeling great. I felt like the oddball out yesterday. Everyone, all my friends was feeling down. I was super bullish. I bought more Bitcoin. I was hoping Tesla dumped. I know this is not a Web3 investment, but Tesla did well. I'm just really excited about what's going to happen this year. So super bullish.
Yeah, you were. Hats off to Joe, everyone, because we actually had a whole bunch in the community, whole bunch of people within our team, and just we were feeling a slightly bearish. The Bears were in full control yesterday, and we had in the last week of Biden's administration, they're going after Phantom, they're going after MetaMask, and I'm just like, this won't stop. But we pop up and we're starting to look pretty good. I'm gonna share my screen here, make sure that we got everything going. I want to talk a little bit about where we are with Bitcoin because it was absolutely it looked dark yesterday. It really did. I was slightly nervous about it. Wasn't sure exactly what was happening. When I say nervous, I wasn't worried about losing, key support levels, but we rebounded $6,000 back in 11 hours and we're still rising. We're still going. And one of the big reasons why is good old Donald Trump. He's kind of back
Hmm.
in the news in a positive way for us crypto lovers. And this is something we all talked about, Joe. We were talking about it a little bit within our company, but Trump, the inauguration's on the 20th, so it's any day now, especially if you're watching this rundown. And he's talking about the executive orders for crypto are going to come into play on day one. And when we kind of scan through this article a little bit here, everyone, kind of the first order was to establish a crypto council. So he's going to put all these tech leaders, all these financial leaders, and establish a much needed crypto council. And also the more comprehensive crypto executive orders in the coming weeks. He mentioned instructing the CTFC and the SEC to pretty much start working together. Get on the freaking same page because they're on different pages here. And they want to get rid of the exchange rule, which really goes after financial decentralized exchange projects. So this is a really great article if anybody's interested. It's by Decrypt. The Washington Post wrote this up as well, which is always really fun and interesting. And it's great when the Post gets in, but Decrypt wrote a great article. It's a wealth of information. Joe, what are your thoughts about Trump kind of announcing day one we're going to see some moves?
That's why I was bullish yesterday because I did our market update here for our channel, and they talked about North Dakota utilizing Bitcoin as a treasury reserve and a bunch of other states, and and Trump also just having a great team. That's why I wasn't feeling bearish because he has such a great team in place, right? David Sachs, the crypto czar, he's a very notable billionaire crypto VC and a regular traditional VC. He's in the All In podcast with four other billionaires, and he's very pro crypto. He is head of the Token Alliance even before working with Trump. Cynthia Loomis is tapped to run that subcommittee. So that's why I got all this bullish news when I was doing a market update and I hopped on to our team call. I'm like, what are you guys bearish about? We have such an amazing team that even if Trump himself doesn't make a lot of noise, these people who have inroads with a lot of viewership. So that's what's happened this last year. A lot of people talk about, right? They talk about this being the podcast election, where a person like David Sachs, who has a podcast with four other billionaires, they're gonna make some noise. Fox and CNBC doesn't need to be so bullish on Trump. I think there's a lot of great people around that can do a lot of forecasting for Trump. He doesn't have to be the only one. Although it's great that he's back in the headlines.
Yeah, you nailed it. Again, hats off, Joe. You made me more bullish. So I actually sold some of my portfolio yesterday. None of my majors, just some of the AI coins that were just, getting nuked. And then right whenever I talked to you, heard a little bit about Donald Trump and his executive orders, I was like, I started to kind of rethink where I was. So I bought all my bags back. I started to rethink where I was. And Brendan on our team also nailed it. He said that, Donald Trump really he looks at the financial markets as like success as a presidency or a big part of it. He's been talking up Bitcoin so long now, so big. Bitcoin Nashville, Bitcoin Reserve, Crypto Council, you name it. He's brought it up. And it was extremely bullish to me because, he's got a big ego. He doesn't want to be a failure, and I don't blame him. And Joe, I slipped this in on our notes here, man. I need
Nice.
some alpha out of you. I need you to get to this crypto ball. It is January 17th. It's actually in 3 days. We need Joe to get to this crypto ball in DC. General admission, it's only 2,500 bucks, man. That's less than an ETH. Get there, get us some alpha, bring it back for the rundown. And this is kind of just what we're talking about, right? We got Trump hosting a crypto ball 3 days before his inauguration. So, again, exciting stuff. I want to get moving a little bit because we have a jam-packed episode today. But a few of the other macro news is, well, the U.S. court demands the SEC explains itself for denying Coinbase request for crypto-specific regulations. So the courts have kind of got the crypto boys back here. I love to see that. The SEC has some explaining to do, so get after them, U.S. courts. And then next up, one of the largest companies in the world, Meta, Zuckerberg. If you don't know who he is, you're living under a rock for the last 10 years. And the board has advised to invest part of their $72 billion in liquid assets into Bitcoin as a hedge against the dollar. So it sounds like Meta's getting on board. And we're going to flip over. Even JP Morgan believes that Solana, XRP, ETPs could attract 15 billion with a B in net inflows. And then last up, Joe, kind of, we can talk about all these articles. I want to talk about MoonPay acquired Helio in a $175 million deal to expand crypto payments. And Helio, I didn't do a lot of digging, but they're kind of known for their Shopify plugin, and they're going to integrate making pretty much these huge moves where you can use Solana, you can use MoonPay to as a plugin. So just overall bullish news that we got the SEC the U.S. courts going after the SEC. We got Meta and Zuckerberg talking about investing in Bitcoin. Maybe he becomes the next Michael Saylor. And then Helio and MoonPay is making $175 million deals out there. Joe, any thoughts on some of the top headlines there?
Yeah, no, I know we talk a lot about headlines, which is great. There's also a lot of data. Also, I know we're not as data driven, but was it 450,000 Bitcoin mined a day? And then in terms of ETF, there's more people buying that on a daily basis than Bitcoins being produced by the miners. And miners are very public about what they sell and buy, and they're not selling. So the price of Bitcoin being down wasn't something I was scared about, and I don't think any countries or states were. Also, a lot of manipulation I feel with traditional markets is why the markets came down a little bit. But I don't know if we see under 70, 80 ever, ever again in our life. It's sad to say for Bitcoin. But for all the other news, it's just very exciting to see that, the winds are changing. Zuckerberg was on Rogan, he's the masculine face of Facebook now, less censorship. He removed his privacy or removed the auditors that were auditing the free speech on Facebook. And the person who was pushing Facebook and the shareholders to hold, Bitcoin as a treasury, pointed out that Zuckerberg has two dogs one named Bitcoin and one named Max. How did I not know that? Did
Is
not
that for,
Zuckerberg is Bitcoin Maxi?
is that for real? Is a dog named Bitcoin and one named Max?
According to the shareholder who made this public statement saying that, hey, we as a company, Facebook, should have the same exposure to risk as Mark does, because clearly, he likes Bitcoin because he named his dogs Bitcoin and Max. So this is noted. If it's, I think it's true, but it sounds like something that it would be true.
I love that. And there's a lot of billionaires out there. I think I saw actually like a list of 40 or 50 billionaires in the world that openly own and promote Bitcoin. And a lot of them, when I was scanning through, were like political faces out there. So really exciting stuff. And you're right, Joe. I don't think really anybody in these circles, we've all been through our fair share of battles and we get battle tested. Nobody was really worried about Bitcoin. I looked at it as a buying opportunity, any dips. But I was worried about the meme coins in the AI sector. Because when Bitcoin takes a peel back, obviously more volatile assets make an even larger correction. But the great thing is when they make a big correction, when we start to bounce back, they turn up and they bounce back even harder.
Yeah, meme coins definitely, I think started the year not, out the gate strong, but it's definitely coming back a little bit. Let me share my screen here. We have Peanut, for those that don't remember, the squirrel is actually being listed on Coinbase now alongside, some other meme coins. So Coinbase is slow to get things listed. They don't even have their own coins listed to be exact. Like they run Base and they don't have a lot of their AI tokens listed. Most notably Virtuals, which is like a $1 or $2 billion, asset right now that's trading. They don't have a listed on Coinbase, so that's something interesting to see. So a lot of people get exposure through meme coins from Coinbase, from Gemini, and another platform that I will share soon. Something that did pop off, starting off the year strong, is none other than Unicorn Fart Dust, which we may get demonetized for, but basically there's a boomer that only invests into gold and silver. And as a complete joke about meme coins, because he heard about Fartcoin doing well, he created his own meme coin called Unicorn Fart Dust. And as Web3 does, they were jokingly saying, well, wouldn't it be funny if we just pumped this to the moon? And that's exactly what happened. Right now, sitting at all-time highs. As all meme coins, I wouldn't say all meme coins. A lot of meme coins are not at its all-time high. They pulled back a little bit with Bitcoin. Unicorn Fart Dust is hit an all-time high of close to 221 million market cap right now. And not only that, Ron, this individual right here, I was talking about onboarding to meme coins. He was onboarded to meme coins through MoonPay. So that's a very big platform right now where we're seeing a lot of things take off. And MoonPay, they actually tapped Ron and decided to sponsor him. They decided to put him in the stable of athletes. And since that time, Unicorn Fart Dust has just gone up even higher. So I really love this personally. I do own some, complete transparency, not recommendation for everyone to buy, but what are your thoughts, Brian?
I love Ron. I watched his original stream live, like whenever he was kind of talking crap on crypto, kind of giving the background of why he created Unicorn Fart Dust. And, it felt like it was Fartcorn beta at the end of the day, but it's definitely developed into kind of how Fartcoin was Goat beta and then it overtook Goat. It feels like Unicorn Fart Dust was definitely Fartcoin beta now. We got beta of a beta and now it's taken over. And one thing about Unicorn Fart Dust is they have a rabid, lively community. If you say anything negative about Unicorn Fart Dust, they will come at you in the masses. But that's what we're looking for in some of these meme coins, and is a vibrant community who supports it. And Ron is the perfect face for Unicorn Fart Dust. I've been telling Joe, I was like, I want this guy on the podcast because he seems very entertaining. His streams are a lot of fun. And he's totally embraced this persona now as the face of Unicorn Fart Dust. I don't know if you noticed or if you watch any of their streams, Joe, but he actually has like a little chart like where Unicorn Fart Dust is going to go, like 100 million, 200 million, all the way up to multiple billions. So I'm looking forward to filling that chart. I'm pretty bullish. I bought Unicorn Fart Dust on a whim pretty early on because we all know on the show here that I hold Fartcoin and I like the beta behind it. I like the story behind Ron, but I sold out pretty quickly and have not gotten back in. And since then, Joe's gotten back in, but it looks extremely interesting. A little bit alpha here. I think we'll be talking a little bit deeper within our private community about Unicorn Fart Dust because there's a lot of bullish signs where we could see that doing very, very well. And right before we jump on the next topic, Joe, I want to call out that Coinbase peanut spot trading listing and what you said. Shocking to me. They haven't listed virtuals. Jesse Pollock, who's pretty much the head and the face of Base, has been talking about the AI sector for so long. So I've been waiting for virtuals to be listed on Coinbase and it hasn't hit. I think it's only a matter of time until we actually see the virtuals hit Coinbase listing. What are your thoughts there, Joe? I'm kind of thinking it just takes probably it feels like they're just going down the line of the top memes and they're listing them. Coinbase has listed a lot of the top memes, And I guess it probably just takes a while for them to get on board and whatever structure they have to list some of these tokens. Because personally, I'm shocked Virtuals isn't on there yet.
Yeah, I'm shocked Virtual's not on there because that's owned, operated by Base. What I've heard from my circles is that they're slow to list Solana meme coins because they're a competitor of Base. That could be a reason. Really, we don't know. Even Ethereum, Pepe, right? It took them 2 years to list Pepe, and Pepe was sitting at 9 billion. And you think they would want some fees, but that's a good question. A lot of exchanges list really quickly because they want the fees, like Binance and OKX and whatnot. Interesting to see Coinbase. Maybe they have different priorities. So yeah, I don't know, but we do know that a lot of people onboard through Coinbase, but now with MoonPay, like individuals like Ron, maybe Coinbase listings don't matter as much, but we do like to see it because it is an indicator. We do see a lot of liquidity come through Coinbase, so we don't hate on them.
Yeah, not at all. And yeah, you make a great point. It seems like Peanuts on the Soul is on the Soul Network, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just shocked that they didn't list it. But I think it's only a matter of time. So that personally makes me bullish for virtuals or anybody that's holding that coin. Because the AI sector, I think from this most recent correction, where yesterday looked pretty dark, and you need those dark days, you need those shakeouts, but for it to bounce so nicely, we know it's not going to zero. And I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I think the AI sector, AI, DeFi AI, DeFi, whatever we're calling it, it's just growing in mind share. It's growing in circles, and everybody's talking about it. And I think we're going to probably hit that particular sector, could really easily hit $100 billion market cap. Of course, we're going to see some shakeouts, but within our private community, we've made some killer calls. We'll talk about a bit later, in ones we've gone over in the past. But that AI sector is here to stay.
Yeah, AI, you are the resident expert in AI tokens. So there's a deep dive that we can't do on the rundown. So definitely check our private community because there's so much happening so quickly that I can't even keep up. That's why I always point to Brian and his expertise on it. But one thing I am becoming, now I wouldn't say an expert on, but I am becoming a lot more aware of are not I don't know how to categorize these, right? And that's what these NFT meme coins or tokens are kind of positioning themselves to be. So Azuki is launching an anime token. Azuki is a anime NFT, a Japanese, manga artist NFT. And they just released a tokenomics with a lot of it going into community. 50% or 70% is going to community, I would like to say. So people are really bullish on that. But I'm gonna hop on over to Doodles also. Doodles has announced a token also with Burnt Toast, the CEO, or hinting of it at least, and that shot up the Doodles price. We talked about, Pudgy Penguins at large, that how they launched the Pengu token sitting at $2 billion right now. And it's the third largest, or actually, no, they got bumped down. Bonk recently took back over, but I'm pretty sure Pudgy Penguins will reclaim some top. But what I'm trying to say is that they're not really a meme coin, but they're like the top four meme coin of all time. So I'm curious how these type of utility type meme tokens from NFT projects will do, number one, and kind of how to categorize themselves and how to position themselves. Because right now, at least CoinMarketCap is putting them underneath the meme category, even though they have like an NFT section, right? So just curious of your thoughts here of this new category that's just been carved out, in the last month of 2024.
Yeah, there's so many new categories, and you're nailing it. There's these gaming NFT coins. There's these we even talked about in the last rundown when you asked for my favorite meme coin. I was like, I love Prime, and then or I love some other meme coins, and then I was like, I love Prime. You're like, why didn't you use that for your meme coin? I'm like, well, I didn't look at it as a meme coin, but everything it's getting a little murky. The water, everything's being blending together in some form or fashion. I'm almost starting to look at like anything other than some of the major coins out there or major infrastructures where they're building. Really, everything's a meme coin. The AI sector, of course, is not a meme coin. A lot of these AI agents are doing some really important things. They're connecting with DeFi. There's bringing utility, but there's also a meme ability behind it. Then we look at Unicorn Fart Dust. That's a straight meme coin, but they all have like meme mechanics. And it's just something how it's all going to shake out. And this is how a market grows, becomes more sophisticated at the end of the day. When you bring up the anime token, I'm bullish on it. I think they're going to follow in a similar path of what Pudgy Penguins have done. These are OG NFT projects with good teams good backing, great communities, and really all of these have like really good art, if you ask me. And they have all their NFTs. Like if you have an Azuki NFT, if you have a Doodle NFT, if you have a Pudgy Penguin NFT, still a way to digitally represent yourself and flex. So, and now they have this token, they have utility behind it. This is what we dreamed for whenever we were talking straight NFTs for so long. We were always talking about the future. It's coming to fruition. What are your thoughts about Azuki? Do you think we could see a price bump in those Azuki avatars, or even maybe on a little bit lower price scale, maybe like the Elementals, which are, I think, look awesome. They look just like Azukis. They look awesome. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, it definitely had a bump already, like 100 to 200% already. That's why I'm curious about how much of the token launch will, garner new interest because Pudgy Penguins is a little bit more universal in my mind. Like they're in Amazon, Target, Walmart. They have Web3 gaming. And Azuki is more niche. They created like 10 golden skateboards. They're more anime focused. So I'm curious, how Web3 will respond, number one, because what Luca always says is that he's always aiming for Web2. He's always aiming for traditional, users, because if he gets the traditional users, he'll get the Web3 users. But if you get the Web3 users, you might not get the Web2 people. So I'm curious of how Azuki will do in terms of market share. With Pudgy doing so well, I'm curious of, what is success and how the holders will view that. If they don't get up to the top five, top 10 level, are they going to abandon ship right away or are they going to stick through it? I like it. Personally, I rather invest into these types of hybrid meme coins tokens than altcoins. Do I want to invest in altcoins that I don't necessarily use, or do I want to invest into, these types of hybrid tokens that I get to represent and rep and enjoy the community and possibly utilize a lot more of. So, but that being said, if they did come up with some cool stuff, I am a small anime fan. I'm wondering, would I take a position? Because I don't own any Azukis. I own a little Pudgy, and it worked for me. So I guess this could help answer the question because well, I didn't buy, I got airdrops of free Pudgy Penguin tokens as you did, right? Which got
Mhm.
me into the ecosystem more intimately. Like a lot of from my friends had Pudgies, but I never really drank the Kool-Aid. But getting in there, I realized what a great community is. And then after I got the meme token or utility token, I got a Pudgy Penguin, which is a question I have you for the next segment, which is what big NFTs have you bought recently? Because I bought like my biggest NFT purchase, and it's not even 1 month into 2025, and I like it. And after that, I'm looking at other NFTs within that space, so I'm really excited about that specific community. And I was excited I got a small exposure to it through the token. So I'm wondering, will I pull the trigger on the Azuki anime token? And so yeah, if they give me some free airdrops, if you guys are listening, that might get me involved. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I love the call, and you had a very sharp call with going in on the little pudgies and going after the token allocation, and it's great NFT to hold as well. I've been kind of we were watching the pump with Azuki, especially when the Pudgy Penguin token came out and the Azuki prices rise, and I've been looking at the elementals for some time. I'm not sure. I'm gonna probably like brew through that. I'm not sure if I don't think the pump's over because even the little pudgies continue to pump literally into the day of where they officially announced the allocation and airdrop. So there's an opportunity there. Then when we go back to Doodles, I'm a Doodles OG holder. I've had it. I bought it at the top and I still love it. No plans on ever selling it. One call, and it just kind of popped in my head, and I know some people have been bullish on it, are the duplicators.
Mhm.
That's like their smaller subdivision side project, or not side project, other collection. And I think that's going to take on a similar allocation as the little pudgies. So people that maybe don't want to spend 4 or 5 Ethereum to get into the doodles because that's a lot of freaking money. Duplicators could be a very interesting play. Obviously, not financial advice. Do your own research. I haven't even dove that deep into the duplicators, but I'm a doodles holder. I'm drinking that McDonald's coffee literally every single day, calling them out, chirping them to, keep these cups around forever. But and I think you asked me what NFTs I've bought recently. Was that a question, or were we just BSing?
No, we have NFT segment that will, but yeah, that is you can answer that now.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm jumping ahead all over the place. Uh, you know, well, let's save that for the NFT
Okay.
section. Do you want to jump over to AI? You want me to? I'll talk over a little bit of AI. We've talked about it a little bit. We've seen a major reversal over the past day, the past few days. It looked dark. I'm a big, big, big fan of where we're going in this AI world. And if that's meme coins, if that's actual utility, if that's just straight companies out there utilizing AI and crypto. We've talked about it at length on these rundowns in our private communities, why it just makes so much sense to integrate with crypto. And we saw some huge moves. We saw Farcoin get up to back to $1 billion market cap. I'm going to share my screen. As you can see here, here's the chart from Dex Screener. We're up to $1 billion market cap. Of course, we were all the way up to 1.6, but the chart at the end of the day, it looks pretty good. No complaints there. I could definitely see this going to a multi-billion dollar market cap for all the reasons we've cited in the past. And not to say we're bullish on unicorn fart dust. So if you're bullish on unicorn fart dust, you have to be bullish on Fartcoin. Just a wild time to be alive, sharing these different memes, these different AI coins. But not only did Fartcoin go up to what, a 1.1 billion dollar, that's like a 40% rebound. We had some huge movers as well, such as I'm not going to share it right now. AI XBT hit an all-time high. That's one of the leading AI agents out there. Past cusp call for us in our private community at Lowe's. And I'm a holder. Full disclosure for everyone, kind of when we gave our private call to our community, I bought a couple weeks later. Just was always dollar cost averaging in. I actually sold out of that bag yesterday, man. I was getting nervous. That was a bag I sold out of, and then when I saw Trump's comments and the market kind of rebound, I bought all my shares back because I couldn't be on the sidelines. I've been with it for too long. And then even another call that we nailed a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, was Graphane, which is kind of an infrastructure play in the AI world. And that's popped off and that's closing in close to all-time highs as well. So even though we had this major correction, the AI agent market, the whole AI meme coin market has rebounded and eaten up a couple billion dollars lost yesterday. And we feel like we're back and at it again.
Yeah, I am seeing the first integrations of AI into the Web3 ecosystem, NFT ecosystem in a meaningful way. Like they're in Discords now. Like we always knew they were on Twitter, but on Discord, they're helping run, communities, helping them to, just be more efficient. And that's what I'm excited about. All of 2025, another wave of innovation is going to come about. I would say a lot of people don't think so, but TikTok unleashed a lot of creativity for a lot of people. It's just a technology, a mechanism for people to utilize, and that's how I see AI. I see that we're going to have, you know, in a good way or bad way, maybe 1,000 more meme coins and or NFT projects come about with the aid of AI. But I think is a good thing. And we're gonna have a lot more creativity, a lot more innovation come about, things that we never thought of. It's gonna unfold in a world of digital assets and collectibles this year. So I'm super excited for how AI is kind of leading the way, and hopefully crypto is leading the way also. Um, if you don't anymore, this is a good segue into I would say even the world of NFTs right now, Brian.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about NFTs. I know you're pretty interested in the abstract chain, myself included. There's been some, pretty big moves out there in the abstract chain. You want to kind of give your thoughts of your thoughts of the abstract chain, and there's a ton of NFTs that are getting hyped out there.
Yes, so there is a AI currently, at least on the abstract chain, which hasn't even launched yet, has access to its own wallet and its own private keys that the dev doesn't have access to. So this supposedly is the first time that's happened, and it's on abstract chain. And for those who don't know abstract chain is just an L2 on Ethereum that's going to launch, which is some hidden alpha for you guys because they haven't announced a token launch yet, but 99.9% they're going to have a token. And 99.9% if you are a Pudgy Penguin holder or if you hold the Pudgy Penguin meme coin, I hate to call it a meme coin, if you hold 250,000 of it or 888,888. And for those of you wondering what that number means, it's just a very good luck number in the Asian community. Eights are always good luck. So Lucas tapped into that. Chinese New Year is coming up. He knows what he's doing. He's launching abstract right during Chinese New Year. And for those who don't know what happens during Chinese New Year is people get a boatload of money. They just pass out money. Like grandparents pass to the kids, and I don't know, maybe the kids will buy some meme coins. I don't know. But abstract is right now popping off in the NFT world is why I'm bringing it up. And a couple of projects that we made a call on actually so well pre-sold out, I would say, because you can't even buy an NFT right now on Abstract because it hasn't launched yet. So let me why is it not showing properly? Sorry. And this project's called Abstract Ghost. Just a small shout out to them. Not full disclosure, I own one. I pre-bought one. And not only Abstract Ghost, we have a whole list of NFTs on the Abstract chain that top tier, mid tier, and not only us, the whole ecosystem is really excited about it. So we're seeing a renaissance of NFTs come out in the Abstract chain, and not only Abstract chain, Bear Chain's one that's coming about, like they're soon to launch that we're hearing a lot of information about. So we're seeing a resurgence of NFTs. So that's why I was asking you, Brian, have you bought any NFTs of late? Because I bought a pretty big one.
Yeah, I have. And hey, can you hear me all right? It sounds
Yeah.
like oh, okay. I don't know. I got a little echo on my end, but yeah, I have. I bought I minted a Critter Quest actually. And for anybody that's curious, I'll share my screen, kind of show you what it's all about here. And this is the Critter Quest. It's a Solana project. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, it seems like they have a great team, a great process behind it. They're calling these token bound assets. Pretty unique name, or yeah, token bound assets, or the NFTs are token bound assets. So there's definitely going to be a token connected to this. They're calling it the Quest token, and they're just grinding up. So this is a 20x for anybody that minted. It took 8 hours to mint out. Pretty much shilled across the timeline by Beanie, who's one of the most prominent people in the NFTs. And a lot of people ignored this. And not only are these Critter Quests really interesting, I'm going to type in, they have like a multiplier, and don't want to confuse people too much, but they have multipliers that, wow, no joke, these were 0.35 like an hour ago. For some reason, they're 0.74. So you can actually, so if you have this master Critter Quest NFT, you get an opportunity to spin a wheel and get a multiplier. And as you can see, 25% multiplier is already at a soul. So this is a unique way to get into that ecosystem if you don't want to spend 20 soul, because these multipliers are going to absolutely be used in some form or fashion. If it's, a multiplier for gaining more tokens, a multiplier in the gameplay. But that's one of my NFTs that I've bought recently have done really well. And I'm excited. I think there's really a lot of room to grow. So if anybody's interested in that ecosystem, I think it's one to definitely explore.
Definitely opportunities within the NFT space. I wouldn't say surprisingly, but when we talked about this in the last few years with our communities, that you don't have to be an expert in all chains, all things. If there's one NFT project that has consistent volume, it doesn't even have to be millions of dollars. I remember when Brian told me about Golfin. This meta's gone now, but I was flipping Golfin NFTs for like two soul profit. I did that like 10 times, so that's an easy, well, I wouldn't say easy, but that's a good chunk of change for anyone, I would say, just spending a few hours a week, and I didn't even spend hours a week. But if you just become an expert at certain things, like maybe, and like Brian could be in Critter Quest, because I completely missed that boat. That's what I'm saying, Brian. You can do really, really well. So I'm super excited for anyone that just gets into the space. There's so much avenues to do really well. Not only just meme coins, but NFTs also.
Yeah, I think the reason why a lot of people are interested in Critter Quest is that they're marketing it as obviously an NFT, but really something a lot bigger than that. They're talking about it, an access to this whole ecosystem, gameplay, and a quest token. So the way they launched this properly, in my opinion, and that reflects on the price. Everyone's super excited for what's going to develop and what's going to, come about. So I'm excited to see how Critter Quest does over the next few weeks, over the next few months. Again, if you're interested in it, not financial advice, I do own one. I wish I bought a ton. I do own one. And at the time, I wasn't really sure what was going to come about because obviously it took 8 hours to mint out. Not everybody was like, bullish on it, but right when it minted out, they rolled out the bullish news. And that's why I'm bullish on these abstract projects you've been talking about, Joe. There's so many out there that I think could do very well, and they're seeing the blueprint to be successful. And I'm super excited to see how that's going to come to fruition over time.
Yeah, that's why I want to share Abstract Insight and Alpha a little bit. This is free for everyone. So this is what you call an inner igloo recap. Basically, if you're a large holder of the Pengu meme coin, 250,000 plus. They do, I believe, is like weekly or monthly meetings. And here's just one on Abstract itself from Luca. They don't talk to Luca, but they have insight into it, his cause and whatnot. So basically, Pengu is ready for another leg up, and the reason being is because of the Abstract launch, but also because the Pudgy Penguin has come back from holidays and or they're pushing to do marketing and whatnot. But what I wanted to show everyone is Abstract Chain, right? Like, why is everyone so bullish on it? It's a consumer-facing blockchain. They're looking like they're looking to be the Instagram for Web3. You don't even need to have a Web3 wallet. You just onboard the email, whatnot. What I did want to point out is that they have a lot of metrics, from Pudgy Penguins because they sold toys, they sold a lot of stuff. So what they shared is that Pengu, the meme token, draws hundreds of weekly increase by games, NFTs, and more. So I'm just one person that got in through the meme coin that bought the NFT. I own the plushie. Also own the toy. But they're also saying that people who buy the toy from Walmart, they're getting into the Web3 aspect of it also. So that's a good sign in my opinion. And one thing that they're looking to do is really what we talked about. The new media is VTubers, content creation, and one thing that they're focusing on is streaming a lot. Luca sees streaming as a Trojan horse for both crypto and not crypto creators. I think we saw a kind of, I want to say, renaissance. We saw that this year, right? A lot of streamers have just been crushing it on like Kai Cenat being one of them, interviewing people like Tom Brady, I Show Speed or whatever. There's so many streamers that's crushing it. So Luca is saying that the number one streamer on Abstract will make millions of dollars, which I definitely do believe. So another more reasons to be bullish on the Abstract ecosystem. I just want to share why I'm bullish on it. It's not just because I drank the Kool-Aid, but there's a lot of people excited about what's going to happen with the Abstract chain.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big move. I don't know nearly as much Pengu token as you, but I've definitely it's in once I win the lottery and find some more fiat because I just fired into like Bitcoin and other coins out there, other AI coins. I definitely need to build my bag of Pengu because I think it's going to be a huge success. I've stopped fading people like Luke and Nets, and when they have obviously a well thought out plan. I think it's just a no-brainer until we see this, really become impactful out there. And I guess at the end of the show, we always like to talk about some of the trade alerts. I know we talked about some of the ones that we were successful with, but we should jump in. And one I want to talk about is AI XBT. We might even have talked about this last week, to be honest with you, as a win, but I think this deserves another talk because it's one of the leading mindshare, one of the leading agents out there on Twitter, and its market cap, as you can see, is about 550 million and 63 cents right now. You can see what all-time high right around was right around the end of 2024, and we touched, and as of today it looks like we finally passed that. One of the big reasons we passed that, Joe, is we caught one of those why am I blanking here? Spot listings for Binance. So I think the reason why I'm bullish on this is because spot listing for Binance are still moving the needle. So you catch a good listing on a good coin, it's obviously pushing some of these to new all-time highs. So congrats to anybody in the community that jumped on AIXBT. I do personally think there's some room to grow. I'm not sure if buying at the all-time high is a smart move, not financial advice, but with a spot listing with Bitcoin, I'm sure everybody held onto their bag or rebought into it like myself at the low is really excited.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear more, definitely, check us out. We have podcasts, we got weekly updates. We got a lot of exciting podcasts coming up for you guys. And then we also do a lot of trade alerts, a lot of calls. So you want to see what we're doing on an intraday. Brian specifically, because he texts me 30 trades he's making a day. Some that I cannot name on here because, we gotta keep this PG. But yeah, it's really exciting stuff because, we're tapped into a lot of groups and we see how the market's moving. And that's what you need to in this space. It moves really, really fast.
Yeah, exciting times. I think we got the inauguration next Monday, so the next time we're doing this rundown, we're gonna have a ton to talk about, kind of what Trump's impact's been on day one, day two, day three of the market. We're gonna be back at it, talking all things crypto, Web3, and NFT related. Appreciate everyone joining us. Be back next week.